This is NR2003 Predicts. We take the entry list of the top 3 NASCAR series, send them through the N ratings algorithm, set them up by their provisional lineups, and set the forecast as they will be on race day, and we see what the computer says will be the finishing order on race day. Xfinity race taking place on Saturday. Daniel Hemrick no longer the bridesmaid. He comes home in first place, Harrison Burton second. J.J. Haley with an amazing third place, got there on a late restart. Austin Cindric had the speed to win the race, but fell a lap down on an unscheduled pit stop. He comes home 11th. Also had a problem for Jeb Burton at the end of the race. Late crash taking him out, sending him up a few laps down. So now it's time for the Cup race. Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, last week's winner. On the front row, green flag flies here in Phoenix. Immediately, these drivers fan out 3 wide, possibly 4 wide, coming out at turn number 2. But Keselowski gets the good jump. Denny Hamlin able to pull into second place, but Kyle Larson slots in third. Kevin Harvick trying to work his way up from a little bit further back. Did not have a good race at Las Vegas, but he's coming to a track that he is basically going to be leading all of these statistics in. 8.9 average finish for him. Definitely dominant at this racetrack, but trying to see if he can get his first win here since 2018. Did finish runner-up in this event 1 year ago. However, if we're talking in the metric of what have you done for me lately, Kyle Busch might be that guy who might go to victory lane. In 2018 and 2019, finished in the top 2 in all 4 events held at this racetrack. Top 5 wise Denny Hamlin, 14 top 5s for him at this racetrack. Trying to see if he can get around some lap traffic, dealing with that as well as Kyle Busch to his inside his teammates. Kurt Busch trying to work his way up the field as well, running in the 6th position, trying to get into the top 5 as he goes underneath Kyle Larson. 20 top 10s at this racetrack for the driver of the number 1. He is going to be able to make that pass and now try to work his way up the field, and looks like he's doing it pretty successfully as Chase Elliott tries to make a move to the inside of Brad Keselowski. Elliott, the winner of this race last season in the finale that got him that championship, and now trying to see if he can split the lap car of James Davison to get underneath Keselowski, and it looks like he'll take the lead from that. William Byron having a mechanical issue going through turns 1 and 2. He's going to send it down the pit lane as he runs through that turn, and it looks like he's going to take it behind the wall, and that's going to end his day. Meanwhile, Kurt Busch continuing to rocket up the field, and just before the stage ends, he's able to get by Chase Elliott as they deal with the lap traffic. Eric Almirola, Chris Buescher. And the number 1 car is going to be out in front when the stage ends. Busch, Elliott, Kyle Busch, Keselowski, and Truex Jr. making up the top 5 in the first stage. Last week's winner, Kyle Larson, in 7th. Matt Benedetto trying to get his season rebounded. Finishes 8th in this stage. Kurt Busch leads the way on the first round of pit stops and tries to see if he can build a little bit of a gap over the 9 and the 18 cars. Joey Logano trying to work his way up. He won this event 1 year ago, and he's the only driver we haven't mentioned among these top 5 guys in terms of laps led. One of those 5 that have over 500 laps led at this racetrack. Kyle Larson got that redemption victory. You see a big comeback for him coming into this Hendrick equipment, and he showed that he can win in it. Now he has a playoff berth, trying to see if he can gain any more playoff points, and so far, running inside the top 5. Eric Jones having a mechanical problem in turns 3 and 4. He's going to take it down to the apron, and that looks like a day ender as well. Problems for the Chevys today. Chase Elliott trying to work his way up. We just mentioned that he got that victory in November last season. Still inside the top 10 right now, although he is trying to work his way back up, beating back in dangerous territory of losing a lap. In the meantime, Kevin Harvick has worked his way past the 1 car, and now he is in control of this race, and now he is going to be the first one to come down for green flag pit stops. We're about 30 laps shy at the end of the stage, and we'll see Larson, Truex Jr., Kyle Busch in the distance, as well as Austin Dillon making their pit stops as well. And Harvick will come out in good fashion, but now he's going to get into his teammate, Cole Custer, going into turn number 1. They're both going to end up in the wall, and that is going to bring out a caution. What a big mental error there for Harvick. Looked like he had a lot of space on the inside line. But meanwhile, as they're stacking up, trying to get lined up for the caution, they all pile into each other. Big damage for the 48, the 47, the 7, and a few other drivers, but those 3 that I just named off, they are all going to drop out of the race with some heavy damage to their race cars. And that is a big moment in this one. Meanwhile, Kurt Busch has gotten back to the lead, but Kyle Busch is going to work his way to the inside. The Busch brothers battling here in Phoenix, and they are looking to get top 2 in the stage. The 18 eventually going to get by the 1 car, and he is going to take the stage win. Brad Keselowski will end up sliding in the 2nd. Kurt Busch will drop back to 5th. Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick also there in the top 5, and actually all the drivers that were on that list also earned stage points in stage 1. Chase Elliott's going to grab the lead on the restart. Looks like Kyle Busch is back there a little bit further in traffic in the 2nd position, but there's going to be some issues among this log jam that's in turn 2, and contact all over the place, and Chase Briscoe is going to get into the wall. Martin Truex Jr. down to the inside. Looks like it also collected Ross Chastain and Eric Almirola, but 19 car is going to be the one that's on the lead lap that's going to be affected by that one. But he'll stay in the race, and it looks like most of the other people that were involved in that will as well. So we get another restart, and Kyle was trying to see if he can track down the 9 car, and it looks like he will get by and get to the lead. Meanwhile, a problem for Ryan Blaney. He is going to go down to the apron as they go through that dog leg, and he is going to drop out as well. Mechanical problems galore for several of these drivers as Kyle Busch has found his way through the field and now trying to lap Chase Elliott. A big downfall for him. He had just led on that restart, but his car is just not handling well anymore. Big problems for him as he now goes a lap down to the 18. Joey Logano won this event a year ago, as we mentioned, and trying to see if he can stay inside this top 10. Just doesn't look like that speed is there the same way it was a year ago. And we're going to have another incident between teammates entering turn 1. Tyler Reddick and Austin Dillon get together. The 8 car kind of just pulls away, but the 3 car gets stopped up there against the wall. So that will bring out another caution, and now we're getting into the later part of this race. It looks like everyone has made their final pit stops. And Kevin Harvick going to try to track down Kyle Busch for that win, which would be his 10th at this racetrack if he's able to pull it off. But dealing with this lap traffic and just trying to catch that 18 car, who seems to have the speed in this one, just doesn't seem possible at this point. And in fact, the 1 car, his brother Kurt, is going to go to the inside of the 4 car and try to take the position and get the runner-up spot. And it looks like he'll be successful at that. But the 18 car out in front, and now with over a 2-second gap to the 1, it looks like this one is his to lose. He'll try to deal with this lap traffic, including Michael McDowell, the Daytona 500 winner. But obviously, this is going to be a big momentum boost for Busch heading through the rest of the season. Obviously, it took him a while to get a win in 2020. But 2021 looks like it's going to be off to a little bit of a hotter start. Going through the final corners, it's going to be win number 4 for Kyle Busch here at Phoenix. Checkered flag flies to the 18 car. So down here in the desert, it's going to be Joe Gibbs Racing going to victory lane. We look at the final finishing results, and it looks like if your name started with a K, you probably had a good day. Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Larson making up that top 4. Christopher Bell will round up the top 5, and Brad Keselowski also on the lead lap. Denny Hamlin had that issue with the stack up. He was a part of that. Still finished in the 7th spot, and Martin Truex Jr. had his problems as well. He finishes up in 8th. McDowell continuing to put up some good performances. Didn't quite go his way at Las Vegas, but 11th place here in Phoenix. And Chase Elliott manages to fall all the way down to 17th, 4 laps down. We understand he made a pit stop later in the race, just before that last caution, but he just never had that speed he had in the middle part of the race. And Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, guys that could probably finish inside the top 20, they just did not have those good days. Obviously had their fair share of incidents, and then here's all those guys that dropped out of the race. Ryan Freese had a mechanical issue, as did Blaney, Jones, and Byron, and those other guys caught up in that stack up. That is it for NR2003 Predicts. We hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you all next time.